Information presented on this program is believed to be factual and up to date, but we do not guarantee its accuracy, and it should not be regarded as a complete analysis of the subjects discussed. Discussions and answers to questions do not involve the rendering of personalized investment advice, but are limited to the dissemination of general information. A professional advisor should be consulted before implementing any of the options presented. Encompass More Asset Management is registered as an investment advisor with the SEC and only transacts business in states where it is properly registered or is excluded or exempted from registration requirements. Registration with the SEC does not imply a certain level of skill or training. And indeed, Clinton Smith, Galen Bargerstock in the studio with us this morning. GCES. Morning, gents.
Good morning.
It's good to have you both in the studio with us. I asked Clinton, I said, what do you want to talk about today? He said, retirement. Okay.
Yeah.
Good place to start.
Yeah.
Good place to start. GCES. So you're in the new digs?
Yeah.
You're liking it?
Yeah, we officially moved in last week, like last Tuesday. We had our furniture moved. Shout out to McNaughton Brothers. They did an amazing job. They sent 2 trucks and a bunch of guys over. They helped us move stuff from our old office to the new office, and from one floor in the new office to a different floor in the new office. So stuff is situated. I won't say that it's like comfortable yet, but at least we're not like wandering around the building aimlessly looking at stuff, finding new rooms.
Well, when you looked at the space, because I thought it came together really quickly.
Yeah.
When you looked at the space and you envisioned the way that you would have it set up, and when you look at the space now and the way that it is set up, do they match?
We still have a lot of work to do. So there's still a lot of furniture that we need to move around. The first floor is going to be open for other businesses to rent in our first floor. So we do have spaces available right now there. The third floor, that's going to be like back burner thing. It's going to be space for GCS, but eventually we're going to remodel it, figure out what we're going to do. But we're operating all on the second floor. It's exciting. We have a ton of space. We're also hiring right now too, which leads me to that point. We're right now hiring 2 full-time positions, possibly 3. And we also have part-time positions for mail stuffers too. So we're looking mainly for a person right now to call new clients and set appointments, as well as talk to existing clients to set them up with appointments to meet with our financial advisors. We're calling that person the client cultivator. We're hiring for that position right now. We're also looking for someone that has their insurance or financial advisory license, that is an agent somewhere, that is sick. Like the perfect person would be someone that's kind of sick of working at a bank, that wants to come work at an independent place, that has been working in finance and insurance for years, that wants to come work with the GCS team. Right. We're also hiring a mail stuffer, which is like the coolest of all the positions. They literally stuff mail and fold envelopes and put stamps on envelopes for as long as they can possibly stand it. And that's perfect for like, a kid in high school, someone that wants a part-time job. It's also a temporary position. It'll wrap up by like October, November. But we have like 80,000 envelopes to stuff and 3 months to do it in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, that's a nice little piece of change for a student that, and plus it gets them exposure to that whole environment, that business environment. Meanwhile, you do actually do business, and Galen, when we think about what you do, and I know that you spend a lot of time visiting businesses, visiting other people in their homes, even if it's called for. And you do that, but you'd love to see them in the new office as well, and sit down with them and really get to work on planning a retirement, because we have talked and done this segment enough that we know that there could be somebody who's ready to retire, somebody who's just starting on the road to their career, who wants to set up for retirement down the road, someone who's very forward thinking, and everything in the spectrum in between, and you get to meet them all.
I get to meet everybody. I mean, it has been great in the new office. I mean, I hit the ground like running in a day and ripped down stuff and moved stuff around, and it's situated nicely, I think. But we've always had people drive in. So to have a nicer space, it's even better. I had people over the weekend came in to see me from St. Mary's. So, Pittsburgh a lot, Altoona. So people do travel in to come see us. So it is nicer to have, a little bit nicer of an office.
Now, tell me about that experience for somebody who is coming in and sitting down with you across the table. It's my initial meeting with Galen, and I want to get started on planning my retirement, but I have no idea where to start. And let's say I'm 45 years old, and I've just recently gotten enough of a promotion that I'm going to be able to start saving money now.
Haven't saved it all in the past?
Right.
Okay. Well, I mean, initially, the first couple questions I'm going to ask is how much income, of course, you said, but bills, what are your expenses? And then we need to figure out what expenses maybe could be tweaked a little bit to automatically take some of those funds and shift it into more of a financial money-making way versus a money spending way. One of the biggest things that I've always found is health insurance plans. If people really examine what insurance plan that they need, they might actually save money, not spend more money. Because a lot of people, it's just human nature. You flock to the higher priced as a better level of, care. Well, the reality is if you're 45 in your scenario, you might be very healthy. You might not need that very high up, and to give you a good example, Blue Cross Blue Shield Federal, $800 a month for a family, basic around $600 a month. And then the cheapest Focus around $300 a month. So you really can save a lot of money in the health insurance. Yeah. And if you just shift on the insurances and shift into your financial and then play the market, endless possibilities.
Yeah, and goals, a goal for a 45-year-old is going to be different from a goal from a 55-year-old, a 60-year-old. Clinton, and the personalized nature, I guess, is what I'm getting at of retirement planning. It really is an individual thing, and you have to take all of that into account.
It is, and it even makes it hard for us to give advice on here when we're talking about stuff, because all of the things that Galen just said are all fine and dandy, but then there will be some little stipulation, some little rule, some little requirement, some little thing here or there that people don't know about that can mess that whole situation up. When Galen sits down with people, they're, just for federal employees, we all know we started with postal employees. They have so many different places to call. They have Social Security that is, one third of their income, all these different phone numbers, all these different rules. They have their investments, another third of their income, and they have their pension, another third of their income. All those places have different phone numbers, different rules, different stipulations. And when Galen sits down with them, he can weed through all of that and figure out, hey, you might have a to-do list of 3 things. You might have a to-do list of 20 things, but it's personalized for each individual person whenever he sits down with them. And we don't just look at that one person. We look at the whole family as a whole, because typically people are using the same funds when they retire. You retire as a couple, even though one might go before the other, you might use one's health insurance than the other one. And it's really putting that whole puzzle together. And that's why we really suggest having an appointment with Galen or one of our financial advisors, because it's stuff that we deal with every day that people just don't know. You can DIY it yourself, but you're only going to get so far.
Yeah. The strategies change too based upon the age at which you are.
And the market.
Somebody that's 40 or 45, they're 20 to 25 years away from retirement, and things are going to change in 20 to 25 years.
I mean, one of the things I see is what we say, that everybody is different, and when I say everybody is different, it's true, because the conversation that we have, no matter who sits down, is where do you want to be in the market? Do you want to be aggressive? Do you want to be safe? Just long-term statistics, if you are 25 years out from retirement, you can afford to play the market a little bit higher because you have a longer time. The market is definitely going to go down. I don't know when, you don't know when, but the averages is what I'm looking for. So you can handle a higher average rate of return, and those funds are a little riskier.
Yeah. The last time you were here, I recall we were talking about people who have already retired, and so they have a pretty good idea of what their resources are, and maybe they can find, or you can help them find, a little bit more comfortable lifestyle.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about already retired, maybe an RMD, required minimum distribution. Or, you just don't understand your products and you're not pulling money out and you're happy with what you have. But, sitting down and having that conversation, you might be happy with what you have now. But if we take a look at it, what if you could do better, not just for yourself, but for your loved ones that you're leaving on to? The biggest trend that I'm seeing is grandparents taking out UGMAs for their grandchildren. they're taking money and they're funding not their children's future, but their children's future, and kind of, the trickle down effect. Hopefully everything grows.
Yeah. Well, yesterday was Grandparents' Day. That's a nice thing for a grandparent to do, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know that was yesterday,
I
but
didn't know.
yeah.
Yesterday was Grandparents' Day. Hey, Clinton, you want to update us on the fundraising that you did for
Yeah.
the Business After Hours?
So we just had our first business after hours with the Indiana County Chamber of Commerce in our new location on the, I think it was the 28th.
I don't know.
You would think I would remember that. I've known it for like 6 months, but we had our event. We're matching. So GCS just turned 15 years old, and we are matching $15,000, up to $15,000 in donations given to the Indiana County Humane Society. I just texted Beth this morning and asked her where we are at or what we raised that night. So the night of our after hours, we raised $2,575. That's huge. That's awesome. That's a huge chunk of change. I don't know where we are for the month, but we are matching up to $15,000 in donations for the Indiana County Humane Society. You can literally go on their website and make a donation, reach out through their Facebook page, stop in with a check, however you want to do it. But we're matching up to $15,000 this month for our 15-year anniversary.
So it's September the 8th now. You have a few days, but want to get that done. And if folks give as much as $15,000, you're going to match that
Yes. Yeah.
for the Humane Society. What a wonderful
Yeah.
thing. What a wonderful thing. All right, guys. Well, we're just about at the end of the segment. If somebody wants to get set up with GCES and visit you in the new office, or however it is that they get together with you, what do they need to do, Clint?
So the easiest thing to do is to just give us a call, 724-915-0004. Nancy will be able to set you up with an appointment. It'll take her about 15 minutes to answer any questions that you have and figure out a time for you to come in and sit down at our office. We also, if you're listening to this, we probably travel to your area, unless you're listening to it online in like Hawaii. If it's in Hawaii, we will come there. Like, go ahead, call in. But
Until the hurricane blows through.
yeah, once a hurricane goes through, we'll come back out. But call our office. We do office appointments at 43 South 9th Street here in downtown Indiana. We also do Zoom appointments. So if you're comfortable with Zoom, we can make that happen, or we can come out to your house and sit down with you there too.
Yeah. Still doing TV?
Yep, still doing TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going out actually next week. We're going to record our next 6 episodes. And I think you guys are going to at some point have them on your website too. So I think you can go there to watch them, but
Yeah. Do we not yet? I didn't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good question. We talked about it. If not, it's on YouTube. You can check out our TV show on YouTube. We talk about a lot of cool stuff. There's actually an episode where we eat wings.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Hot
winging
wing?
it.
Is it hot stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like on the show?
It was really that we didn't know what we were going to talk about, so we decided to order wings on DoorDash and have a whole episode called Winging It, where we just made up what we talked about the whole time. But I hear it's pretty good.
Well, whatever works, right?
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks so much. We
Thanks.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. GCES, those guys stop by and talk with us about retirement and retirement savings. See you guys all the time, and we appreciate that very, very much. Just about 25 minutes after 8 o'clock, it is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. 25 minutes after 8 o'clock on a Monday morning, Monday, September the 8th today. Coming up in our next half hour, we talk to Dan Snell from Fox. This Supreme Court thing between two of the justices popped up over the weekend, and we're going to learn what that was about and the overall issue that is the bone of contention between them. It's Indiana in the Morning. It's WCCS.
This is Boomer Esiason with the Sports Minute. I'm seeing you more than my family, joked Carlos Alcaraz after the 22-year-old defeated Jannik Sinner in 4 sets to win his 2nd U.S. Open crown and 6th major title. Alcaraz and Sinner have combined to win the last 8 Grand Slam titles. Arina Sabalenka defended her women's title, defeating American Amanda Anisimova in straight sets. I'm Boomer Esiason.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or